These kinds of things should never be given to kids when you are old, especially after age 70. Have you ever thought about how the way we raise our kids might affect how we live our later years? This video goes into great detail about the life of Mr. Liu, a retired government worker who has chosen a different path, even though he has a nice pension and enough money to take care of his kids. You might be surprised by his unique way of getting financial help and the emotional journey that followed. Read all the way to the end to find out what he learned and how this story might change the way you think about your own retirement and helping your family. Give it a thumbs up before we start. You can help me continue teaching people about old age if you like the video. Before we begin, I want to let you know there's a thoughtful little tip waiting for you at the end of this video. Something I believe could gently lift your day or bring you new perspective. If you feel at home here, please like this video, subscribe, and tap the notification bell so you never miss what's to come. And just so I know you're here with me, please comment. I'm here and open to learn. It means so much to read your words. It's time to begin. Today I'd like to discuss something that many parents feel very strongly about: how much we love and care for our children. There is a truth about love that doesn't depend on time or place. Because we are parents, we think about our kids all the time, about their health and the future. This worry is especially clear in the world we live in now, where problems and stresses in life seem to be worse than ever. It's common for older parents to feel like they need to help their kids financially. For example, they might use their retirement or hard-earned savings to help their kids who are having trouble with school, money, or other stresses in their lives. It's a natural extension of parental love for many to show kindness and support in this way. They think that their work is well worth it if it can help their kids feel better and make their lives better. Parental love is deep and doesn't change. It often makes us give up things we want for our kids' happiness and health. Many people think that our efforts are worth it because our kids are happy and comfortable. There are, however, some exceptions to this pattern that can be shocking and make you think. Think about Mr. Liu from our neighborhood. Mr. Liu and his wife are not like most people. They have a different plan. Both of them used to work for the government and had stable, well-paying jobs. They were able to save a lot of money over the years. And now that they are retired, their combined pensions are worth more than 10,000 yen a month. Even though Mr. Liu and his wife are doing well financially, they have decided not to give their children any money. The people around them are very interested and confused about their decision. While many parents actively help pay for their children's needs, Mr. Liu takes a very different approach. They have chosen not to give any money, which has led to many questions about why they are doing this. What is their reason for not helping, even though they have the means to do so? Let's look at Mr. Liu's story in more depth to get a better sense of their point of view. Their reasoning can reveal their values and motivations for making decisions. Why did they make this choice that most people wouldn't make? How do they explain their choice in a world where giving money is usually seen as a normal part of being a parent? At 72 years old this year, I have had the pleasure of being retired for 12 fulfilling years, Mr. Liu says in his reflection. And so is my wife, who is 5 years younger than me. She has been retired for over 10 years. We both worked for state-owned businesses during our careers, and our combined pensions now pay more than 10,000 in every month. We can live a life that many people can only dream of because our finances are stable. Every day we enjoy being able to eat whatever we want, travel to places we've always wanted to see, and not have to worry about how much money we have. We've spent half of our lives working hard and being dedicated. Now that we're retired, we can really enjoy the good things in life. We should be able to enjoy the fruits of our labor without any worries during this time. We have enough money to comfortably raise our children, but we have chosen not to spend a single on them. Some people might wonder why. Since we have a nice pension, we don't give money to help our kids, especially since teens and young adults face so many problems these days. At first glance, It might seem like an extension of our duty as parents to help them out financially. Our money, on the other hand, will stay between my wife and me, even if it means seeing it slowly lose value over time. We're not making this choice out of spite or lack of kindness. Instead, it's because we're deeply disappointed and let down by our two sons. We feel cold and disconnected because of what they did and chose, which makes us think that our money and time would be better spent enjoying our own lives. We have to make this tough choice because of many different feelings and events in the past that have shaped our current position. Please leave the first comment below to let me know that you are still watching this video with me and that you think these lessons are helpful. My wife and I have been through many hard times in our lives, so we know firsthand how hard it is to be poor. Because we had been through similar problems ourselves, we chose to be very caring and nurturing with our two sons. After doing public service, when our lives started to get better, we made it our mission to make sure they were safe and healthy by giving them everything they needed and telling them they couldn't spend money on things that weren't necessary. This approach, which comes from my educational philosophy of being moderate and tactful, has been a big part of how we raise our kids. It has, without a doubt, been a big part of making our sons into people who have always done well since they were young. Their academic progress has been admirable. Both of them got into well-known universities, did well in their studies, and then got jobs in big cities. They have done well in their careers, started their own families, and built stable, happy lives for themselves. Many people around us admire and thank us for the good upbringing we gave them, because of how hard we worked to guide and help them. As parents who work, it has been a big deal for both of us to see our sons do well as white-collar professionals in big cities and make real progress in their careers. Even though they have done a lot, my wife and I have always been involved in helping them grow as people and in their careers. For example, when our oldest son graduated from college, we used our connections to help him get a job at a reputable state-owned business. We also bought homes for both of our sons, which used up all the savings we had worked hard to build up over our lifetimes. Over the years, both of our sons had their kids. Because of this new duty, my wife and I had to give up a lot to help with the grandchildren. My wife left her job early to care for our oldest grandson when she turned 50. When I turned 60, I did the same thing to take care of our youngest granddaughter. We were so busy taking care of our grandchildren and sons that we couldn't relax until the kids were old enough to start school. In general, having elderly parents around is an important part of family life, and kids are expected to visit often, especially around holidays and other special times. Our experience with our sons, on the other hand, has been very different. Usually they don't come home for these important events and don't even try to stay in touch. Our oldest son lives only 300 kilometers away, which is only a 4-hour drive. He only comes to see us once a year, usually around Chinese New Year. Every visit feels more like a quick stopover than a real reunion. When he comes, he doesn't bring any gifts or offerings, and when he leaves, he takes any New Year's treats we had made for ourselves. I can remember a year when this behavior was really disappointing. While other families were getting tons of gifts and treats from their kids, our oldest son was surprisingly not inclined to help out. He showed up in his SUV, but all he had with him were 2 clothes for my wife and me. There were no holiday gifts or red envelopes, which were traditions we loved. Our grandchildren were the only ones who were kind. They remembered to give us their red envelopes. As soon as the New Year celebrations were over, he would quickly get whatever New Year's supplies we still had stored, taking whatever he could find in the small pantry. I was deeply hurt and disappointed by what he did that year. When I told him how I felt, he was cold and said, "You're both so old now. You can't eat much, and it's a waste to leave these things at home." Please leave a second comment below to let me know that you are still watching this video with me and that you think these lessons are helpful. This behavior, wasn't just a small letdown. It showed a deeper lack of care that hurt more than I care to admit. We will always be sad because we feel ignored and, like our traditions and feelings, are not being taken into account. We will forever be filled with sadness as we sense a disregard for our traditions and feelings. Even more than his older brother, our younger son was very demanding. After we helped him buy a house, he asked for money to buy a car. His question was asked in a direct and strong way, almost like he was giving orders. He stated, "Dad, I want to buy a quickly transfer 130,000 yuan to me. Do it now." This direct and threatening demand made me feel terrible. It seemed like he was trying to switch our roles, making him the boss and me the subordinate. Even though we had the 130,000 yuan he asked for, I didn't want to give them to him because of the way he was acting. I thought it was a waste of money for him to buy another car since he already had one. When he received a negative response to his request, he altered his approach and began requesting money in different ways. He said he needed money to fix up his house or start a new business, and he asked for tens of thousands of yen over and over again. Although I knew what he was really up to, and only gave him a small amount of money each time, he started to act differently toward us. It looked like the fact that we wouldn't give him the money he wanted made him angry and spoiled. Because of this, his visits got harder and harder. He would come over with a cold and indifferent attitude, eat quickly, and leave right away, even when we tried to make him feel welcome and get him to stay longer. His visits got shorter and less personal, and he often said that he had to leave quickly because he was uncomfortable at home. This change in behavior was disappointing, and it seemed like the fact that we wouldn't give him money had made him emotionally pull away from us, treating us with more and more contempt. The things our two sons have done over time have made us feel more and more down. My wife was in the hospital 4 years ago because her osteoarthritis was so bad. Even though we were able to pay for her surgery and other medical care ourselves, we really wanted our sons to come visit. We had hoped that their presence would help us feel better and give us support during this difficult time. To our great disappointment, though, both sons didn't seem to want to come see us. It was like they thought seeing their mother would be a hassle or cost they didn't want to deal with. It seemed like they couldn't handle being there because it cost them too much emotionally, not financially. Instead of going to help their mother, they only called her for a short time, showing that they didn't really care or understand what was going on. In the beginning, what was supposed to be a routine procedure caused my wife a lot of emotional pain. While other hospital patients had families to comfort and talk to them, my wife and I had to rely on each other. This big difference from what other people in the hospital went through made us feel alone and sorry for ourselves, which made my wife's emotional pain worse. The fact that our sons weren't with us during this hard time has had a lasting effect, making our relationship even stronger and our disappointment even stronger. After that, while my wife was still getting better from her illness, I had my own painful setback. I hurt my foot when I fell by accident. Unfortunately, my wife had serious back problems at the time and couldn't give me the care I needed. I asked our two sons to help us when we were weak, hoping they would come to our aid and offer their support. Their answers, on the other hand, were disappointing and painful. The elder son said he was too busy with work, and the younger son said he was sick. Even though I tried to explain how urgent and serious my situation was, both sons insisted they couldn't help. I felt completely helpless, so I had to pay a lot of money to have someone take care of me while I recovered. These grandchildren told me that while my wife and I were having a hard time, my older son took his family on a trip to the beach, and my younger son went hiking. This revelation hurt my spirit even more than it was already hurt. I felt betrayed and sad when I thought about how they were having fun while we were left to handle things on our own. Even worse than the physical pain I was in, their lack of care hurt me emotionally. These kinds of events made us face a painful truth. Why should we keep giving our sons our hard-earned savings when they don't care? That's why my wife and I have slowly stopped depending on them and don't expect them to be there for us when we retire. They are being mean to us now, but things could get even worse if we can't take care of ourselves in the future, if they keep treating us like this. So, we've decided to keep our savings safe and use our retirement funds only for our own needs. We will make sure we have enough money in case of an emergency, so we don't have to depend on our sons. If we have to, we're going to move to a nursing home. Perhaps not as warm as being with family, but we think the comfort and high-quality care will be better than relying on our sons, who have been unreliable. Please leave the third comment below to let me know that you are still watching this video with me and that you think these lessons are helpful. Even more than his older brother, our younger son was very demanding. After we helped him buy a house, he asked for money to buy a car. He asked his question in a direct and strong manner, almost as if he were giving orders. He stated, "Dad, I want to buy a car. Quickly transfer $130,000 to me. Do it now." This direct and threatening demand made me feel terrible. It seemed like he was trying to switch our roles, making him the boss and me the subordinate. Even though we had the 130,000 yen he asked for, I would rather not give it to him because of the way he was acting. I thought it was a waste of money for him to buy another car since he already had one. When his request was turned down, he changed how he asked for money and started doing it in different ways. He said he needed money to fix up his house or start a new business, and he asked for tens of thousands of yen over and over again. Despite the fact that I knew what he was really up to and only gave him a small amount of money each time, and he started to act differently toward us. It looked like the fact that we wouldn't give him the money he wanted made him angry and spoiled. Because of this, his visits got harder and harder. He would come over with a cold and indifferent attitude, eat quickly, and leave right away, even when we tried to make him feel welcome and get him to stay longer. His visits got shorter and less personal, and he often said that he had to leave quickly because he was uncomfortable at home. This change in behavior was disappointing, and it seemed like the fact that we wouldn't give him money had made him emotionally pull away from us, treating us with more and more contempt. As we end today's video, we want you to think about Mr. Liu's story and what it taught you. How has his unique way of handling retirement funds and helping his family changed the way you think about these issues? Just what lessons have you learned, and how do you plan to use them in your own life? We would really like to hear your ideas and stories. Tell us what you learned from this video and how you plan to use it in the comment section below. Your feedback is very important to us because it helps us make content that people really care about. It means so much that you joined us today. If today's message brought peace or purpose to your heart, we invite you to subscribe and click the bell to stay with us on this journey. If you're feeling called to something greater, write this in the comments. I am open to life, love, and new beginnings. It's more than a phrase. It's a powerful step forward. You are not alone. This moment is yours. Own it with joy.